are you?
Hi, my name is Thilly. Will. I'm running for the Cranford Township Committee as an independent candidate. Most of all the big deals and big decisions in our town by our Township Committee happen in what's called a closed session meeting. All the stuff that's not really big, they share in the public meetings, but the closed session meetings are where the big deals happen, and only members of the committee are allowed to be in those meetings. So that's one reason it's really important that I wanted to run for office, because I want to be in these meetings so that all really important information I'll be able to see. That's the one thing I haven't been able to see since I'm not on the committee, and that's crucial to be able to help defend the town and let people know what's really happening. 30-year tax exemptions to billionaire developers, often disguised as pilot deals, which pay about 15% of what they would pay to the town if they paid taxes in full, are occurring all over the state. Two huge ones here in Cranford. And just so you're aware, this is over $100 billion business in New Jersey, where big developers and their political allies of both parties reap enormous profits off the backs of residents all over New Jersey who pay these added taxes. So we've been fighting this, and we've uncovered how this whole scheme works statewide, and we're trying to get elected to stop anything like this happening, not only in Cranford, but throughout the state. We want this whole scheme to be taken apart and stopped permanently. The best ways to stop and overturn these type of exemptions are to have a committee vote against it. Our committee in Cranford has the power to do that today. We also want to put political pressure on the state parties and everywhere across the state to know what's going on, so that every town has the tools necessary to fight these tax breaks, unnecessary, unwarranted 30-year tax breaks in their towns, because it really is happening everywhere. Taxes have been going sky high. It's almost 100% due to the added costs of the big developments who are contributing nothing to the infrastructure upgrades we need, and even more so our schools. In addition, our committees are really being irresponsible with our finances, and kind of like someone with a credit card who just spends and wants to pay the interest later. That's what they've been doing, issuing bonds left and right. And that's something I wouldn't do. And the money we do make in taxes, I believe, is best spent on things you really need. Basic infrastructure like your house, if your foundation's cracking. You got to fix that first before you plant some new plants in your backyard. The state gave Cranford a whole lot of money to use to stop flooding in our town, something like $7 to $10 million. And instead of using that to help our residents, our committee actually voted to use that just at the new development on South Ave to help them, that particular development, not be flooded. And they paid all this expensive stuff to have pipes funnel all the floodwater from that site into the Rahway River, right down off High Street, thus sending all that extra water to flood all the residents further downstream. I would never do stuff like this. The money, first and foremost, for flood mitigation, I'd always use for our residents. The Birchwood development, for example, was responsible for flooding everybody out on Wadsworth Terrace and all around the neighborhood. And believe it or not, the retention pond they built is really just for show, and they've built, you can go see it yourself, big pipes funneling all their flood water into the casino flume at the edge of their property, which then flooded out everyone down Casino Ave and further south. And instead of holding them accountable, our committee, despite my objections, put out a bond to borrow more money to fix Birchwood's problem. Recently, I was talking to friends in Metuchen, and they told me their committee was telling everyone there that their pool is too expensive, and that they had just jacked up the rates there, just like in Cranford, and they had let the pool fall into disrepair for the last 5 years, telling everyone, oh, geez, we have to close the pool. The exact same situation is here. So this is there's no reason to have our pool closed here whatsoever. Our committee is being told to do that for some reason that has nothing to do with our town. The reason we had a $55 million referendum for the schools is not to make our schools all better necessarily just for full day K, which are wonderful things, but the majority of that money is to build 16 new classrooms, 4 additional classrooms on all the elementary schools in town. And that's not just for full day. That's because we need new classrooms for all the grades, because we have a ton of new students coming in, primarily from the big developments that are paying nothing to our schools. Another big issue with the schools is teacher pay. Our teachers are not paid what they should be. And so that's something I'm going to fight to change immediately. One of the main reasons I'm doing this video is because for the first time in Cranford history that anyone can remember, our Township Committee decided not to have a public debate this year. It's very disappointing. It's the main way people get to really see what people are doing on the issues. And there's been so much complaint from the committee that I don't talk enough issues. Well, this was their main chance, and they've done everything to try to prohibit that intentionally. So here I am. It's a great vibes and feeling we have here. So I'm always working to bring people together and have residents all feel like we're part of the same family and friends with one another, and I'll continue to do that. And thank you so much for everything.